Great.
All right, so we've got a good group here. Okay, we're going to probably get started. It's almost 6:35. I'm Kristen Hansen. I'm the Director of Special Services and I guess the Director of Preschool. And I have Anne-Marie Davis here. She's the Supervisor of Special Education at the middle and high school level, and Vicki Goff is here. She's the Supervisor at the elementary level. And today we have Jacqueline Janik, who's a master teacher, and Lindsay Lubinuski.
Lindsay.
District Special Education website and the preschool website after the presentation is over, probably sometime tomorrow. So if you'd like a copy of the presentation, you'll be able to access it that way. So I'm going to mute myself and let them get to their work, and I'll just be here letting people in who are having trouble getting in.
All right, welcome everybody. As Kristen said, my name is Jacqueline Janik, and I am a master teacher at the Warren H. Wolf Preschool. And along with Lindsay Lubininski, we would like to welcome you to our third Parent Academy, where we will help you navigate through the Google Classroom and the preschool program's website. So just some meeting norms while we're going through this presentation. Please make sure you're muted. And if you have any questions, you can type them into the chat and we will answer them as they are relevant, or you can even ask at the end of the session. I'm going to turn the session over now to Lindsay to begin.
So basically, Google Classroom is just our way to kind of invite you into our room. Especially during COVID, we can give you all the information, the tools that we have, our helpful links. All of our lesson plans are in there for the parents to have. If you have a full virtual child, you can see what we're doing each day. And important announcements, and it's nice because not only this year do we have Google Classroom, but we also have the tools, the Mind Portal, so you get information in both pieces of technology, which is awesome this year. So luckily, our pre-K students have a Google login for Google Classroom, so they have their ID number and they have a password. The beautiful thing is this is going to be their ID and password from preschool, and if they stay in BRIC, all the way up until they're seniors in high school. So hopefully, nothing is going to change for them. But they can learn it now, and then next year when they go into kindergarten, if they're 4, they'll need it there as well, and it'll just carry through. So their student ID number is usually their graduation date. So, for example, it could be 2034, and then a slew of numbers, and they're going to have the @brickstudents.org. So a common mistake, and I've done it myself, either logging in at work or even at home, I tried to log in and not realized it on my personal account. So I always tell people to make sure that you always take the @brickstudents part. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get into the classroom successfully. Their password is going to be the word student, and then the month and day of their birthday. So, for example, if it was me, mine would be student. I was born in June 22nd, so mine would be student 0622. And we put it in here too. So, for example, student, this one is 0709. So it's nice and easy to remember, and it will likely never change, which is awesome too. All right, so how to get into the classroom? First things first, you're going to open Chrome on your computer, or you can download the app on your phone. So you're always going to go to Google first, and when you get there, if you're not signed into any account, you see on my screen right here, there's always going to be a blue sign in button. Click sign in, and then once you're here, this is going to be your access into the classroom, into your Google account first. So like I said before, you're always going to want to make sure that you're typing your child's ID number, so that 203, and then whatever number it is, at brickstudents.org. If you don't type in the Brick Students, it's going to try and get you into a regular Gmail account, and obviously that's not exists, you might not. Always remember to do the brickstudents.org when signing in. And then you're going to do your password, and you're going to get right into the main Google part. So the nice thing from here, and preschoolers are not going to be using slides or docs or Drive or Mail or anything this year. So from here, this part right here, we call it the waffle. And if you click up here, all these wonderful things in the Google Suite are going to appear. So their account is here, their mail. They're not going to get mail this year. For 3 and 4-year-old needs email. Their Drive is here, but most importantly, the content tab is what you're going to want to click on. So it either will be up here on the top part, or down here if you see more. There's so many Google apps that it may be down at the bottom. You may have to just scroll through. All right. So to click on, to get there, you're going to hit the waffle again, and then you're going to use the cursor. So right here, as soon as you log into Classroom, this is the main tool. This is the main page. So from here, it depends on how many classes your student is in. So if your child has an IEP and receives speech or PT or OT or any related service, there may be multiple classrooms on this page. So depending on what classroom you need, you're just going to click into that one. You don't need to rejoin a class if you're already in. If you're already logged in, you're good to go. But if for some reason that you haven't joined the Google Classroom yet, there will be a join button, and then that's how you would join, and then there'll be a class code to date. All right, so right here is going to be your main hub of Google Classroom. So let's say if you're in my class, you would click Miss Lindsay's class, and this is exactly what the main page would look like. So there'll be a banner here. The Google Meet link that you use, either if you're all virtual, will be here, or Fridays when we have our virtual meet, that will be here. So if you look at everything here, it's nice and little for you. So this number 1 shows you if you're in, let's say, my classroom, but you also have to go to speech. If you have to go to speech, you're going to click out of here, and then that'll take you back to that page that I showed you before with the multiple classes. Number 2, this number 2 right here just shows you what class you're in. So if it was my class, it would say Lindsay's class. Right here is the stream. This is going to be the main page. So a lot of teachers in our school just post to the stream. So if they say, hey, class pictures are Tuesday, September 5th, they may just post it there and it'll pop up and you'll get a notification. The stream can get a little confusing because if you post a lot in there, you have to constantly scroll through it. But there is a lot of important information in the stream. Number 4, classwork. That's where I post all of my assignments. And it's nice and organized, so it's broken down into different tabs. So actually, I'm going to pop off this for 1 second so that you can see. So this is my Google Classroom. And if I click in classwork, so I put all of my work into the classwork section. So I have lunch options, I broke it down for tools and resources, all of my lesson plans, my virtual classroom things, any contacts that you may have. That way that you're not, in my class, you're not constantly going through the stream. You don't know where to find things. This right here, number 5, if you click that, every student in the class is here. So if you need to get
All right, so Lindsay's going to turn it over to me. She's going to stop sharing, and I'm going to present now. And since we went over Google Classroom, we thought another place that has a lot of wonderful information about our school is our website. So we just wanted to go over our website for both schools so you can see all the valuable information that is there. So Herbertsville and Warren H. Wolf Early Childhood Development Centers both have their own website. So I'm going to walk through everything with you so you can actually see everything. So the first place you're going to want to go is brickschools.org. And this is the main website for the school district. So each school has their own separate web page, but something that is very valuable for parents on this main page is the helpful links that are listed under parents. So when you get to this main page, if you scroll down to helpful links right here, you don't want the staff, so you can always minimize that. You want the parents section, and you click on the plus sign next to parents. And this is where you can submit a technology ticket. So for example, if I click on submit technology ticket, a new window opens up, and then you can click here to submit a ticket. This is if you have a school device and you're having issues with it, and then you're going to want to click open a new ticket. And then you would fill out I would fill out your personal information, especially email for preschool, because like we said, preschoolers don't have an email address. So you'd want to fill in your personal email address, and this way they can contact you with getting set up a time to bring in the device, to either get a new device, help you walk through things. So I'm going to close these tabs. So that's a technology ticket. And the other important thing is Blackboard mass notifications. So if you click on Blackboard mass notifications, I'm going to show you. I have students in the district. My two children go to Brick Schools, and I'm also an employee. So I have two logins. So this is my personal login. So when you log in, if you click on this Blackboard notifications, and then you can sign in, you can view all of the messages that have been sent out by clicking on this inbox. And the messages that are usually stored here are all the messages that have been sent out from the public school district and your schools that you're in. And they're usually stored for about a year, it seemed. So, and if you go to schools here, if you have more than one child in the school district, you'll see everyone's in the public school district one. Then there's the Vets. My child is in Vets Memorial, and also Vets Elementary School. But then also, if you scroll up here to account, I'm going to click onto this tab, and this pops up. So it's account, groups, directory. If you go to delivery preferences, you can pick the different kinds of communication that you receive. So for example, if I wanted to add surveys, and if I click here on this email address, and then I can click this checkbox, then I will receive an email about that. And if I wanted to either get a text message or get a phone call about it, you can get all of them. You can get just one of them. But it's your choice on how to get all of this information delivered to you. So that is Blackboard. And if you have any more questions about signing up for Blackboard, when you get back to this main page, there are more instructions to walk you through Blackboard. So if you click on this, here is, again, another step-by-step direction on how to log in and all the other information that can be on there. And if you do not have access, you can call your school's main office and they can help you get your Blackboard account. Another tab under helpful links is Parent Portal, which is checking your child's grades. And you get their report cards there. So if you click here and then you log in with your email address that you have on file, you will see your child's information like attendance, report cards, different documents and forms. And if your child has an IEP, you can access your child's IEP here if they have one. I find it's a very great tool to have all that information in one place. If I ever need anything, I go right there for any information. So I really want you to think about taking some time to log into the Brick School District website and take advantage of some of these other links that are listed under parents that we just don't have time to really go over today. There's a lot of useful information. And now that we went over everything on the main page, we will go on to the preschool program's individual pages. So to access these pages, you want to scroll back up to the top where this green bar is, and hover over schools. Then this drop-down menu will appear, and you can go down and choose either Herbertsville Preschool or Warren H. Wolf Preschool. So I'm going to choose Warren H. Wolf because that's my school right now, and I'll show you both. Once on the specific school you want, you can scroll down. Both schools have slide decks, and this is what we call our slide deck right here. And they have a lot of information that is really specific to each individual school. So this is Warren H. Wolf's slide deck, and it starts off with our school and how to access the digital backpack, which we'll go over later, our Twitter account, and our Parent Academy brochure, which you guys are attending, and we really appreciate that. And then our next slide, again, it has our teacher and educational support persons of the year. We have our last slide with our last Parent Academy, if you want to go back and watch it. And this one will go up on a slide as well. So if you have questions or you can't remember how to do something, you can always come back to this webinar and watch it again. We also have the Brick Township Preschool Program Board of Education presentation, which has a lot of valuable information about our preschool program and where we've come from and where we're going. Then we have our school cafe, tools of the mind tips. This is a really great page. It has how to log into our virtual classroom, I Have Who Has games, different webinars for parents about self-regulation and supporting prop making at home. And then we also have a slide with our therapist information. And then each therapist have put up some helpful tips that you may find valuable, especially something like this winter break bucket list. Especially right now, we're going to be stuck in the house a while. So there are really some great resources on here. And then ours has our PTO information and our Amazon Smiles and our frequently asked questions about our program. So these slides do change very frequently. So it would be really a great habit to get into, to come back to the website for your school and check them weekly or bi-weekly to see if any new information or exciting things that are happening. So the next place you would want to look for information is over here on the left hand side under links. So the first link is a general information about the schools, like phone number, a message from the principal, and the schedule. So I'll show you this real quick. So here's just our message from Mrs. Goodfellow, who's the principal at Warren Wolf, our schedules, times, delayed openings, etc. So I'm going to go back. The next tab is teacher home pages. So every teacher in the district has a home page. For example, here's Miss Lindsay, who is with us tonight. Here's her home page. And it just lists information about the school, about her classroom. And Miss Lindsay does keep it up to date. So it's hard to believe we're rapidly approaching our fourth theme, medical, which we start next week. So, she updated it last week. So just getting the parents prepared of what's coming next, what's happening in the classroom, how to contact her, how to get to the Google Classroom. So great information about any of your teachers. That's on our webpage as well. We also have our cafeteria pre-order form, which everyone is pretty much going to every Monday to get into to make sure they're ordering their lunch. Then we also have the support services link and who they are. So this is just about our child study team, our nurse, who our OT and our speech are again. So then this way you know who to contact for any of those needs you may have. We also have a link to the transportation department. And if you click on that link, it brings you to their webpage with various other links for information like daycares that we bus to and the student bus pass as well, right up here. So this is a really good link to go to if you have any questions about transportation, how to contact them, safety regulations for the transportation, how to change your bus stop. So great information for any transportation needs that you may have. There's also a link for the food service info. And then the last one under these links is the digital backpack. So this one is really important and filled with a lot of information. So in the digital backpack, all of our flyers or information that go home are housed in the digital backpack. For example, all of our newsletters. So if we click on newsletters, all of our newsletters, our principals do send these out monthly, but then they get put in here. So if you can't find it in your email and you remember seeing it in a newsletter, you can always come to this digital backpack and go back to any of them. And our new January ones just went out at Warren Wolf. So hopefully you have read it if you're at Warren Wolf. And if there's anything else that you may have seen on a flyer, typically you can always find it in our digital backpack. The PTO puts all their flyers. So if say like a pie sale flyer came home and you can't find the flyer, you can always log into here and print it out as well at home. Our newsletter is in here. Our Parent Academy again is in here. Things from the nurse are in here. Again, our frequently asked questions. So we put all of our information into this. We try and be as paperless as we can. Especially now with COVID. So any information, you can typically find it in here. So if you go back to the Warren Wolf main page, another thing that will come up on our page is preschool registration. This will be updated, within the next coming months. So if you have new students who you want to register for the preschool program, you'll find all the information on our website here as well. And then you can find our Twitter feed is on both of our websites. So if you're on Twitter, you might want to follow us. We tweet out often and we're at WHW Wolfpack. And then our school calendar gets updated here too. So if you have a question, do they have off? When is spring break or anything else? We're going to be looking to updating too. If we're having School Spirit Week, we're going to start putting all this stuff on our calendar. So if you ever have any question like what's coming up, you can always go to our website to find out. So this was Warren H. Wolf's preschool site. I just want to show you Herbertsville. So again, you just want to hover over schools. And I'm going to go down to Herbertsville Preschool. And so just like Warren H. Wolf, they have their slide deck, with their information about their school. There's their Twitter. They're at Herbie Stars if you want to follow them. They have their teacher and educational support person of the year, the Parent Academy. So pretty much all the same slides that we have, tools of the mind tips. But then, they have a picture of their playground because it pertains to their school. So lots of new information always up on this slide deck. So again, like I said, you really want to try and get in the habit of checking it maybe weekly, bi-weekly, just to see what's going on. And again, they have their Twitter feed down here. and they have their PTA Spirit Days in here already put in too. And like I said, Herbertsville is going to be Warren H. Wolf's going to be looking into adding all of their stuff too. So you can always go to this website to find all of the information that you need. And I would suggest that if you have a question, you should always check our website first to see if you can find the information. And then if not, reach out to the school or the teacher for more help. So at this time, I'm going to stop presenting. And we want to open it up to any questions you might have about Google Classroom, the website, or any questions in general about our program that we could help you with. Oh, I see something in the chat. Oh, the lottery for next year. That will probably open up. Information probably come out like February, March. Lottery maybe April, May-ish, stuff like that. That's typically when we do it. Oh, I see Kristen answered it in the spring. And Miss Nora is wonderful. Love Miss Nora. Getting your 4-year-old in, and Sophia will be going to kindergarten. Yes, hopefully we can get. So it just says, hoping to get my soon-to-be 4-year-old into school. Sophia will be going to kindergarten next year. Would you know how I go about that? So if your child's already in the program, you don't need to register your child for kindergarten. Typically you always had to register your child for kindergarten. You only have to register them if they're not in our preschool program. It just rolls over like any other school year does now. And that's it. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Jackie, I think for the lottery, so my soon-to-be 4-year-old in the school, so I think she's asking about how to, you have to register for the lottery.
Okay, yeah.
We'll be sending all of that information about registering for the lottery, so we can basically do a pre-registration. Then you'll be assigned a lottery number. We'll do the lottery live. We will have more seats next year for additional students, so that will hopefully make the wait list less and more students will be in. Anybody who's already in as a 3-year-old, who's in the 3-year-old program, they will automatically roll over into the 4-year-old program. So, and then the remaining slots will be, done by lottery. So, we're hoping, opening up, we're going to be opening up to more additional classrooms. So hopefully that will make it, smaller amounts in the lottery. Are Blackboard and Genesis logins connected? I don't know the answer to that.
No, they are not, because I know from me, I have a specific number for Blackboard, and it's some random number that I got assigned when my child started in kindergarten or when we started Blackboard. It's 104 something. And then and then Genesis login is my email address that I sent into the school. So they are completely different. And you do have to log into both to see both things. So like Blackboard is just about the messaging system, and then Genesis only gives you all the report cards and stuff like that. Oh, that's okay. No worry about it. No problem.
Right. So I think, did I answer your question, Mrs. Lavella? You can, I can't see you, so if you just want to unmute yourself and say yes. Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay, great. Hi, Chase. All right. I know. I love when I know them too. Well, if there are no more questions, that concludes our parent workshop on Google Classroom and our school website. If you do have any questions that come up, you can email myself or Miss Lindsay, and we appreciate you spending your time with us tonight, and have a great night.